Holly Painter.
My name is Holly Painter and I'm a spoken word poet. As a finalist, it feels like people are understanding that poetry has some power. I started performing poetry at the London Poetry Slam at the London Music Club on a little stage with a carpet and a spotlight, and I've been so fortunate to be invited to so many different spaces to do what I do. Primarily, I do a lot of work in schools, but I have worked with everyone from high schoolers to politicians to nurses to nuns to people experiencing homelessness, so many different community pockets, and have been able to use poetry as a way to invite people to share their stories and to be heard. When I first started out, I thought leader meant being at the front of the room, being the person to have the attention to share my story. And as I've continued doing what I'm doing, I realized that leadership, it's less being at the front of the room with things to say and more kind of disappearing into the room and inviting others to take the spotlight. It's important to share stories because we're able to see the humanity in each other. I think that the topics that I have talked about in the past, things like bullying and mental health and LGBTQ issues, it's those personal stories that help us connect to each other and to make us feel less alone. What inspires me the most about what I do is seeing those moments where someone who is scared to share something, someone who is not sure that they can do spoken word poetry, that they can stand up at the front of a room and have something really important to say, gets up and does it. I never would have imagined that stepping up on a stage in a spotlight and sharing a poem would make me a leader. I think that what it's taught me is that regardless of who you are, regardless of what the story is, regardless of your fears of getting out there and sharing yourself, that someone has some way to connect to what you have to say. Someone has some way to connect to who you are. And so when we are sharing those stories, when we are putting ourselves out there, maybe being vulnerable, maybe sharing struggles, maybe sharing things that haven't really gone our way, whether it's through poetry or otherwise, we are showing other people that, if we can do it, you can do it too, and there are no barriers to getting up on a stage or standing up at the front of the room and really making a difference.